Hi YouTubers, thanks for stopping by today. In today's video I thought we would talk about if boutique pedals are really necessary. I just did a series of taking some boutique pedals and trying to match them in sound on my GX100, and I was really shocked about how simple it was to actually do it. So I thought maybe we could have a discussion in chat and see what you guys think about the need for big pedal boards and expensive pedals and all that stuff that we get so enamored with. Is it really necessary? Let's talk about it. As always, I appreciate any help you can give me in subscribing, liking, and commenting, and even sharing this video content. All of that helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate any help you can give me in that regards. So like I said, I was really stunned at how easy it was to match the tones of some of these pedals, these JHS pedals that are $200, with the stock pedals that are in the GX100. And I'm sure it's similar in all of these modeling pedals, whether it's an HXFX or any of these things now. I mean, it was just a couple of turns and we had something that was extremely close. And it really got me thinking, you know, people are so enamored with these pedals anymore, the huge pedal boards. I was talking to a guy who owns a local music store, and he was saying the thing they sell the most of and have the most interest in is pedals. People are just obsessed with pedal and all the different brands and so forth. We've never had more pedal options in my lifetime than now. You used to go into the music store and they'd have, you know, some Ibanez pedals and maybe a Boss pedal, or they just had a few. You picked whatever they had, and oh, I got a distortion box. I mean, that's that's kind of what it was. There wasn't 78 million variations of a tube screamer, and and I think we get all excited by that stuff. Maybe because we see it on the pros boards that we like, and we think, oh, Andy Timmons has a halo. I need that. I'll sound just like him if I have that. And we've all been down that road. I think that's a fair statement. Boy, I sure have. Chasing the tone. The reality is we all have a tone in our head that we're trying to obtain, and it's a never-ending pursuit, right? I think we can all agree on that. You're never going to reach it. We just keep trying different ways to get it, what we think might be that sound, and we have it for a while. Oh, this is perfect, and then we think, oh, if I just had that, that would make it even better. So what you guys' experience has been on this stuff? I've never been a pedal guy, okay? I've had some pedal boards, and just as soon as I get them finished, I tear them apart and sell them because I hate it. I would like to get my tones kind of out of the amp. I do like, if you watch my videos, I like delay. And I like some effects here and there. But I never was one to dream over or lust over these pedals and stuff. As a matter of fact, anymore, I could care less about pedals when I'm in a music store. I barely look at them. But I thought it would be interesting. What sparked that whole thing was I was in a music store and they had an Angry Charlie there. And I had an Andy Timmons pedal that I liked at one point. And I thought, that's a cool pedal. And I remember them saying that that was based on the Angry Charlie. So I wanted to check that pedal out and just see what it was. Sounded great. And within 10 minutes I was able to match it, the tone of it on a GX100 close enough for my ear, with very little effort. And that set me down this rabbit hole of trying these different pedals, not only the Boss pedals, which you would assume they could match very well, but these other branded pedals that are $200 and stuff. It was really easy to match the tone of them very closely with almost no effort. So it begs the question, would we be better off buying some of these multi-effects boards and matching, the pedals that we want, where we can reorder them digitally, the whole thing. You can put them in a different order without having to unhook the whole thing. Obviously there's issues with that. Some people like to just bend down and turn a knob. I get that. I'm kind of that way too. But it was just such an eye-opener for me. And when you think about how we lust after all these different boutique pedals now, and we see them all on people's boards and we get all excited, and it just makes me wonder, is it really worth it to spend the money on that stuff? Is our money better spent in other areas than on high-end pedals to go play in a restaurant, or high-end gear in general? Maybe we ought to open the discussion up even further. For those of us that are playing in a restaurant a few times a month, or playing in church once a month on a Sunday or something, is it really worth having a $4,000 amp to go out and make $100? We all know the joke, the musician will spend $5,000, worth of gear, put it in a $500 car to go out and make $100. So that's been going on forever, right? But it just really makes me think about all this stuff, how we're just gear obsessed anymore. What's you guys' thought on it? Are you guys into pedal boards and all that kind of stuff? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing, because it's not necessarily my thing. And why would you, if you're into pedal boards and into boutique pedals, why would you prefer that pedal over a digital multi-effects pedal if you can get the same sound? What would be the pros and cons of that? And I'm just asking honest questions, because like I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I'm not into pedal. I don't even have a pedal board right now. I own 2 pedals, a tuner and a delay pedal. And that's it. And a GX100. So I've always been, I like to kind of get distortion from an amp. But I know a lot of guys don't. And it just is an interesting conversation for me. So hopefully this is a conversation starter to hear what you guys love about these pedals, or why you wouldn't go for this pedal, that pedal, or why you wouldn't want to have a digital multi-effects, but you'd prefer to have a $400 delay pedal or a $400 reverb pedal. When in the grand scheme of things, is there really a difference? I remember years ago, probably at least a decade now, when the modeling thing was kind of just in its infancy. I was on one of the big guitar forums, and I saw all these debates about how I could tell a modeler from a tube amp any day of the week, and blah blah. These, and they still go on somewhat, not as much, I don't think, because the modelers have gotten so good. But back then, they needed a little bit of improvement. And at the time, I was playing a Behringer V-Amp Pro, the rack mount one, that I used to record with. And I did a sample with a tube amp, and I did a sample with the Behringer, and put it up there and said, which one do you think is the tube amp? So folks had a 50-50 chance of just guessing it. So it wasn't like there was a whole ton of it. And I think it was 78% of the people were wrong. They guessed wrong. They thought the modeler was the tube amp. So every time I hear guys going, and maybe guys are so tuned that they can hear every little nuance of a pedal, or effect pedal, how the decay of the reverb is slightly higher in so frequencies, or what, most of us can't. And are we buying into the illusion of having this gear that's on some of our favorite players' boards? Maybe because it's their signature pedal and they got it free. I mean, is that would they have that on their board if it wasn't for free? I don't know. It's just all this stuff makes you kind of think about it a little bit, doesn't it? And we get so hyped up over this, especially with YouTube now, right? Because YouTube is the new way to market things. So they have these influencers, and they all send the gear out to them. So on the day they release the pedal, everybody has the first view of this thing, and this is the greatest thing ever. And then you realize that in a month, no one's even talking about it anymore, because no one really liked it. They were just getting paid to demo it, or review it, or however you want to kind of talk about what everybody does on YouTube. So I don't know, it's interesting. So what's your thoughts? I would love to hear your comments, because I'm kind of, I'm not in this world of pedals, but I know the majority of folks are. So it'd be interesting to hear. So please leave comments below, and maybe we can get an interesting discussion going on the virtues or negatives of having a pedal board or not having a pedal board, or whatever your choice is. Because again, this is all unique. Everyone's going to have a different opinion about this, and my opinion might be very unpopular. for the guys that are into pedals. You know, especially if you really want the boutique ones, maybe you wouldn't like my suggestion that we can get them through a multi-effects, but that's okay. We all have a different journey, and we all are choosing tools that we believe best help us fulfill the sound we're hearing in our head. So should be an interesting discussion. Hopefully folks participate. And always, I thank you so much for checking this video out, and you guys have a great day.